Hi, and welcome to Arts1510 Looking at Art. I'm Casey Sloan, and I'm the instructor for you for this semester. This is a core curriculum course that will teach you the terminology, methods, and concepts of historical and contemporary art. Arts 1510 is online asynchronous, which means that we will not be meeting online or in person at all this semester. But there will be deadlines each week, so make sure that you keep a lookout on Canvas for those. If you haven't already, I would pause this video and go to your settings and set up notifications for announcements, when grades are due or posted, when grades or when new assignments come out, anything like that. I would suggest doing that for all of your courses. It's just good practice to help you keep on top of everything. I know that many of you are taking many classes, so making sure your settings are set to send you notifications will be extremely helpful. So a little bit about the class. We're going to learn about many different kinds of artworks and artists this semester. This course is not set up like an art history course. I'm not going to have you memorizing dates or names of artwork or artists, pieces, anything like that. But instead, you'll be able to end the semester with the ability to look at art and engage in good discussion about it. So we're going to start the semester by looking at terminologies and principles used in art criticism. And these are called the elements and principles of art and design. And using these terms, you'll learn how to describe a work of art in a way that's detailed and professional. And you'll really be able to show off to your friends, like at a hotel or a restaurant. Anytime you see a piece of art, you can, by the end of the course, know how it's made and be able to describe its composition in a really hoity-toity way with some terminology. And then in Unit 2, we'll talk about common methods and materials used in Western visual art, such as drawing, printmaking, sculpture, digital art, some graphic design. And it's important to know that we're just going over a lot of it, like just touching on it. And there's no way that we could go over every kind of way of art making. There are many that, even as a fine artist myself, like people make things in ways that haven't been really studied yet. So we're just touching about these things. And then we'll wrap up the semester with Unit 3 by talking about common themes in art and concepts in art, using our knowledge about how things are made and terminology. And we'll be able to have deep discussion on the works that we look at. And something I kind of want to give you a heads up about, when we're looking at discussing art from world history or the history of art, some images and ideas we engage in might be unfamiliar or uncomfortable for you, and some of the images we engage in may express a worldview or a cultural place that's foreign to you. And although it's definitely okay to express your own discomfort, it's really important that you remember and remain respectful of other cultures and art in general. The campus and I have a zero tolerance policy for racism, sexism, homophobia. So if you post or write something that's disrespectful, we will have to schedule a Zoom call and discuss why this behavior is unacceptable. And if you're asked to attend a meeting and you don't show up, you will have to be reported to the student conduct office, and you'll receive a 0 for the assignment. But without having to warn you or tell you about that, I want to express that it's going to be a really fun time looking at art the whole semester and thinking about it, and just thinking about the form and style and content or context of these pieces. And I've tried to include a lot of contemporary artists, just because I think what's going on in the world right now is really cool. I do want to include some segments about art in the news, because a lot is happening just in the news that includes art. So it's fun to think about those things. And I think that once you start to learn a little about art and art making, you will start seeing details in art everywhere you go. And learning to really look at something at and learning to really look at something is and critique it in your own way is, I think, a really transformative experience that like stays with you past a college class. Visual art is all around us. It's everything we consume. It is the road signs, like how to get to work and class. So you really start to notice that the world is just very artsy around us. So a little bit about how the classes will work. You'll have a quiz each week, and sometimes you will have a discussion, and you will have a few short writing assignments, and then you'll have a unit exam after every unit, so 3 exams. On Mondays, I will release the new modules, and then everything will be due Sunday at midnight. So I'm not really going to try to give you a lot of lectures of hearing just me talk about what you're reading and these pieces of art. I will have some short lectures, but I'm going to try to include a lot of videos from actual artists about the pieces or about their process as we go throughout the semester. So you're hearing it right from the artists themselves. And not just hearing me talk about it. I think it's a lot more interesting to hear from the artists about how they're making things. Another thing is on all of the quizzes, they are timed, but it is open note and open book for the quizzes. So I would say have your books and notes ready as you go and take the quiz. Just checking my notes to make sure I've included everything. Some of you aren't art majors, but you're just filling a requirement, and I think the ability to really look at something and think about why it's made is something that you can do with things outside of art. I do think that thinking about art making and how something is made really gets your mind going about just like how normal things are made, like pens or pencils, anything that we live around every day. So I know that some of you aren't art majors, but I hope this class is interesting to get through. And I hope that you find art that you like and maybe are encouraged to make some yourself. So I will see you in the next video, but welcome to Arts 1510.